Mark. Welcome to this episode of Making It Work. I'm going to be making some sourdough tortillas. So I don't even know what time of the day it is anymore. Some crazy week, crazy couple of weeks. But anyway, I fed the sourdough starter this morning, took it out of the fridge and fed it. And now I'm getting ready to mix up these sourdough tortillas. And I always go for the long ferment. And yeah, always the long ferment. I don't want the sourdough starter in there just for the taste. I want it in there because it's gonna change the gluten in the flour into something much more digestible. Okay, so I'm gonna start with half a cup of starter. I'm kind of calling these the half and half tortillas because, yeah, I've got a recipe here, and it's like you can add milk or you can add water. So I'm adding half milk and half water. The sourdough is the whole thing, but this is a half a cup of milk or water, but I'm using a quarter cup of milk and a quarter cup of water. Distilled water, whole milk. And then this is 4 tablespoons of a fat of your choice. So either like coconut oil, lard, bacon grease, that type of thing. We happen to have some bacon grease, so this is 2 tablespoons of bacon grease and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. I think the last time I made these, I used all bacon grease, and they were yummy. Very easy to work with too. A teaspoon of salt. I just use the fine granulated sea salt. And I'm going to mix that up a little bit with my I make a lot of dough spatula. And then for the flour, I'm using half whole wheat flour. So it needs 2 cups of flour, 2 cups to start with, and you add it about a half a cup at a time. But there's a cup of whole wheat flour and a cup of all-purpose white flour in there. Alright, so I'm going to add about, you know the way I measure, always about a half a cup of flour. Figure out how to put this on here. Okay, lock and load. Just give it a mix, stir it up. And another half a cup. Whoops, I guess I'm doing more like 2/3. I don't think it matters that much with the mixer. This recipe was originally written for like hand stirring, and I have not hand mixed any kind of bread since I got this stand mixer. It's looking good. It's starting to look like dough. I'm just going to dump the rest of it in. This is where, when it comes together, it's going to kind of be kneaded by the mixer. It's starting to come together. Okay, it's starting to come together now. And if you're doing this by hand, once you got all the flour in there, you need to knead it for about 3 minutes and then determine whether or not you want to put more flour in it. This is what the dough is looking like. It should be, this is about the right consistency. I don't think I'm going to add any more flour. It should be just slightly on the sticky side because you're going to add flour to it when you roll them out. But definitely you don't want it moist because then it would be just horrible to work with. I'm going to use this to kind of scrape the edge a little bit and then knead it a little bit more. And then I'll just cover it for the night. And I'll make the tortillas tomorrow. So I fed the starter this morning, let it sit all day, do its thing. Mixing up the tortilla dough at night. And then tomorrow I'll actually make the tortillas. Okay, it's kind of all come together here. It's not a lot of dough. That's okay. That's about the right consistency there. And I'm just going to cover it and let it sit overnight. Alright, here we are back again the next morning. The dough's been rising for about 14 hours or so. And I'm just going to flour this surface a little bit. Got my pan heating. I'm going to use an iron skillet. Get this out here. It's a little bit wet, but that's okay. Knead it a little bit. And I'm going to divide the dough into 8 portions. Knife. Okay, so just divide it in half. Half again and half again. And each one of those will make a tortilla. This is going to be a little guy. Go ahead and get this part done. That way you're ready to go as soon as the pan gets hot. Okay. That's getting there. It's not quite warm enough yet, but all we're going to do is roll each one of these out into a nice little circle. You know, as big or flat or whatever as you want to do. Need some room. And then you just cook each one for about 30 seconds on each side. So I'm constantly kind of counting in my head once they're in there. This is not a beautiful shape, but I don't think it matters. Start rolling the next one. This one wants to roll up on here. It's enough flour. I'm trying for circles, but that can be hard to do.
Hey, Grandma, what's for dinner?
Who are you calling Grandma? Don't you have something to be doing? You could get a plate of it. Okay, when they start bubbling like that, flip them over. I'll try to show you with the next one, the bubbles.
Is that one mine? Is that one mine?
Yep, has your name written all over it. It's that odd little shape. Thanks for the plate. Okay, that one's a little more circular. Oh boy, they smell good. So yeah, about 30 seconds on either side. Put this one in here, I'll try to show you the bubbles. Getting nice circles, dang it. I've done this before and gotten really nice circles. Ooh, look at the bubbles on this one. Okay, that's what I mean by the bubbling. And then just a little bit of browning around the edges. I think I'm going to pop that bubble. Okay, see this one's a little bit more browned than the other one. This is more how you want them. And there's those lovely little bubbles. right, last one. And that is how you make sourdough tortillas. Thanks for watching this episode of Making It Work.